this is Penny from Dragon's Eye Hub in the south of France, where it's a little bit warm. Today with the Venus Cosmic Weather Report, we have some interesting news about the moons that came through. So we just had this amazing full moon yesterday, and interestingly enough, it was on the degree of Venus, Lady Venus and Joy. Venus right now herself is 15 degrees of the gateway of Hathor on B, air and opening. So right now many of us are being called to look after the collective, to work with the collective, to maybe step out of our comfort zones to look after the collective. But it's all about the community and the good of the hive right now with Venus, and there is an opening through all of this. The moon, as we said, it was very interesting last night. How did you sleep? Some people don't sleep very well with these full moons. There was a lot of energy coming through. It was a very powerful moon. And today when I looked at it, it was at 2 degrees and 22 minutes of Capricorn, which is the oracle of the dragon, and it's bringing through the earth and fire dragon, bringing wholeness. And interestingly enough, when I connected to the moon, our satellite, she was explaining how all moons, all satellites of all planets are all connected. They're just connected to each other. And if we go to Ganymede, which is the biggest moon of Jupiter, for some reason I was navigated there. There was a big temple of jade, and this temple made of jade was explaining through this void time between the full moon and the new moon is very potent to connect. The moon is at 111, which is within the oracle of the dragon. It's very manifesting energy. It's very powerful energy, so it might be quite interesting, as the moon is located on the left hand side of the solar plexus where we feel, and it's all about emotional intelligence, which I feel we need right now on the planet. Uranus is still on the dragonfly degree, which we talked about last week, but on the 14th of July he moves to Phoenix, Spirit and Breakthrough. Uranus is in the third eye on the left hand side, which creates new neural pathways within the brain, which allows you to create new pathways within your reality. And so after the dragonfly, very quick energy, air and growth, we're now moving to Phoenix, freeing us from past karma, suffering. It's an unknown road, and it's moving through the divine feminine. So what we feel and think about the divine feminine may be changing, and this is within the 285 hertz. I connected with the gateway of Hathor, which is a 285 hertz, and some extremely interesting information that came in, which I am writing down, and I will be posting on the blog within the coming weeks because it's not quite finished yet. On the same day, Venus will be in Elk, Earth and Disruption, which is father energy, and it's asking us to eat and drink more consciously. And the Elk energies, Earth energy and Disruption, and Gaia will speak. So she's going to let us know through how she's moving at this time. Also on that day, Mars is in the light codes of Leo, which is 528 hertz, and he's actually on the degree of Star and Harvest, which is an omen for a lasting bright future. So when we go back to Venus, community, good for the the good of the hive, and then we have Star and Harvest with Mars. And Mars and Venus are our two left and right pillars. They are supportive and help us move through energy, and energy comes to us through this energy. So it's quite interesting energy that's playing out. Mars is on the right, energy going out. So this is Star and Harvest, and it's an omen for a lasting bright future. So it's going to be quite interesting what happens over the coming weeks. That's on 528 hertz, and then the moon on that day will be within the ascended divine feminine, which is the feminine God particle. 111, where the moon is right now, is the male God particle, transformation. And the moon is moving to the ascended divine feminine, and will be on the degree of quantum quattro and growth, which is a crystal, which enables an energetic shift and integration and holistic healing for the soul. So you can see how all this energy is working for us. Remember that Uranus is on the third eye on the left hand side, Mars is on the right, Venus is on the left, the moon is on the left hand side of the solar plexus. So it'd be quite interesting. Oh, there's a spider. It'd be quite interesting, Mother Creator energy of the Matrix running up my arm. Yeah, so it's going to be quite interesting over the coming weeks with these frequencies. Now, if you notice, at the moment, Venus is still in 285, as is Uranus is still in the 285, and Mars is still in the light code. So as we've been taking you through the frequency, you can see as it changes from each degree, how the message of the same frequency changes as well. So as usual, look to see if there is any 285, which is where Uranus and Venus is. Look for that in your chart. Also, what came through was, if you haven't had your chart done, you'll be working with the collective field, whereas those of you working with your personal body maps will be working with their personal field. So you can, if you haven't had your body map created, you can use the 285 and see where it takes you within the collective, especially with Venus being at that B air and opening. So it'd be quite good for people who are just getting used to this kind of talk and different frequencies and actually working with them and invoking them. But if you have had your body map created, then what I would suggest is to look for where the 285 is within your chart. Also, for all of us human beings, Venus is on the left hand side, Mars is on the right hand side of our bodies. So that'll be our left hand, right hand, left foot, right foot. Uranus is in the third eye on the left hand side, and the moon is on the left hand side of the solar plexus. So you can look and you can feel into this. What can you feel? Anything within your body? Is Mars trying to get you alerted? Have you stubbed your toe? Is Venus trying to get your attention? Did you knock your hand? You know, these are ways that the body can work with you, as well as your energy, as it's all one. So this is how the planets, because we talk about here the inner solar planet, the inner solar system, which connects to the outer planets. So we're bringing these energies together within this astrology. So this is very embodying astrology. So 285 is the collective lower root, which is the left and right side, as we said before. And the moon is on the left hand side of the solar plexus. So let's see if it's trying to get your attention. Again, if you do want a body map doing, go to dragonflyhub.com and you will see all the information there. There is a free frequency directory that you can just push the orange button, go on the website, you will see all the frequencies and it will take you straight to YouTube. So it's all free. So thank you for all these people out there who are creating these frequencies for us. Thank you so much, because it's much needed at these times. So a very quick Venus cosmic weather report today. Very quick, very active, but just remember 285 for Uranus and Venus, 528 for the light codes of Leo, which is where Mars is, which is where the push is. The left hand side is that divine feminine, the right hand side is the energy going out, is the light codes. And remember, the moon is working with the crystal energy, and it's also working with the dragon energy this week. So I hope you enjoy. And if you forget all this, just look down below, because I write a little write-up just below, just to give you a synopsis in case you forget. Okay, have a great week.